This is your life, and it's ending 1 minute at a time.
Welcome to the Stop Listen Podcast. I'm your host, Jamie. How are y'all doing? I'm super tired. And I just realized, like, I'm 41 years old. I realized this weekend I'm just waiting for a 3-day weekend now. I guess that's just when I spent my life, just waiting for a day off. Because it's like the weekends are never long enough. You know, I work 2 jobs. I do this podcast. And I spend time with people I care about. Oh man, and I don't even date. Like, I can't even, like, nothing's happening online. But anyway, my goodness, I am so tired. as soon as I finish this podcast, as soon as recording it, who knows when it's gonna get up. I gotta go make I gotta prepare lunch for the upcoming week. I'm gonna make some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. That's how I roll.
You've been real good to me too. It ain't everybody that make biscuits in the middle of the night.
So Donald Trump just seems to be heading towards the L word, and I don't believe it. It just can't be that simple. We've got quite a bit of Trump news, not necessarily news, but just Trump takes. And before we get there, got a few little smaller news stories. So I think this is a format I'm going to go with. I've been able to stick it around a half hour. And so what I'm going to do is I introduce what I'm talking about. I'm going to talk about Trump. But first I'm going to run through a few smaller stories. Maybe make a few funny comments. Probably not. But and we'll get to it. I'm getting this thing down. According to Yahoo Finance, Americans now believe they'll need $1.4 million to retire comfortably. But here's what they actually have in savings. Not shit, is my guess. Not shit. Yeah, so I'm 41 years old. I've been working since I was like 15. I apparently need $1.4 million to retire. Hold on here. I'm not the best at math, but I think I am several decimal points off from that. I'm not going to show you how many decimal points I'm off from that. A few. Oh, yeah. That's all right. We're going to import young, healthy labor into this country. I don't know what they're going to do because we're automating things, so I don't know. I'm sure it'll work out. I'm sure somebody will pay our Social Security benefits, take care of us when we're old and broken. According to the AP News, an engine cover on a Southwest Airlines plane rips off, forcing the flight to return to Denver. Boeing. I've never been on a plane. I'm scared of heights. I can't watch like a video of extreme heights. Freaks me out. Like, I get that rush. Like there are places around the world that I would like to see. I would like to visit. I'd like to experience. I'm going to be on a plane to get there. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm 41. I don't know. Maybe I'll just, thoroughly get down North America. I mean, maybe the southern part will be a little bit safer in the years to come. And then cruise ships, maybe. They can take me a little bit farther to the Bahamas and so forth. I don't know, but call me a pussy, but I just think I'm. It's getting less and less likely that I'm ever going to get on a plane. The post-millennial. Michigan man sentenced to 19 years in prison for exploiting young boys online by posing as a woman. So a 34-year-old man, Tariq Andrew Gillum of Kalamazoo, Michigan, was sentenced to more than 19 years in prison for sexually exploiting young boys online by pretending to be a woman.
Sick, twisted freak.
The boys were 10, 11, and 14. And they were sending explicit pictures to this person who dealt with a woman. So, if this person serves out their entire sentence, they'll be 53 years old. There is a big shining light at the end of the tunnel. When they get out of prison, after thinking about young boys for that entire time, they're going to be in their 50s. They're going to be slowed a bit, but he's still going to be mobile. And Tariq Andrew Gillen will be out back on the streets in no time. I mean, can you imagine, like, for us normal people, you actually get accused of a sex crime against a child. And that's not the end of your life. That's not even the end of your freedom. You just gotta, you're gonna be punished a little bit and have to be patient, but there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Holy shit. So we got the big solar eclipse thing that everyone's freaking out about tomorrow. I'm going to be on the road. I don't know what time. I think business.
Let's go. I'm bored. Let's go.
Anyway, I think it's going to start like 1:30 from my understanding. I'll be in Illinois somewhere. Most likely. Who knows? I don't have any glasses, or I don't know. I'll probably do the pinhole thing with what I have on me, but or maybe I'm not really too worried about it. So the best friends and co-owners of Luna's Shaved Ice have stockpiled 25,000 of their frozen fruit pops to sell for $3 a piece to visitors descending on Perryville, Missouri, to watch Monday's solar eclipse. But I've been through Perryville once, actually, 2 weeks ago. I had to change it for work and do a different route, and I was in Perryville. I don't remember it at all. Perryville is about 80 miles south of St. Louis, is in the path of totality stretching from Texas to Maine, where the shadow of the moon will obscure the sun for several minutes. So it'll be completely dark. It'll be weird.
I'm a dying man, scared of the dark.
So there's a lot of places that are price gouging. Man, they sent like a really legit photographer out there, seemingly, or they just they did. Holy shit! They did a real big story here. Okay, I remember Perryville. There's a lot of mobile homes in Perryville, like in town. Just a little bit more, that's one thing I remembered. I don't really know why this is being the focus of it. I don't know why Perryville is special. I'm not going to read this whole damn thing, but man, NBC News invested in this story, so who knows? I could be in Perryville tomorrow. You never know. They kind of sometimes they throw me out. They change my route up. We got some news out of Gaza. So today is the last day of Ramadan, and apparently they were screaming to death to Israel and death to America in Dearborn, Michigan, on our soil. And Biden, or his administration at least, has been putting pressure on Israel to chill out, basically, while they're still hostages, American hostages. Have you heard that? There are still American hostages that Hamas has, and Biden put enough pressure on Netanyahu that they are withdrawing troops from the southern Gaza. Hamas declares victory. So, last day of Ramadan, Israel withdraws, and they chant death to America in Michigan. Because Dearborn, Michigan has a huge Muslim population, and they don't want the United States funding Israel. Not big fans of them there. And Biden desperately needs Michigan. So, Vivek Ramaswamy on Twitter. So it leaked. I don't have any stories about Kash Patel. Apparently, he's going to be has a strong chance of being the prosecuting attorney or the attorney general for Trump. Pretty good news. And it's like Vivek Ramaswamy. If he's somewhere in the administration, like two Indians, prominent Indians. It's like, yeah, Trump's not racist. He wants good, smart people. Who kisses ass?
I'm an extremely stable genius. Okay.
56 men signed the Declaration of Independence. 12 had their homes ransacked. 5 were captured and tortured by the British. 9 dead in the war, or post-war ailments. 2 had children die in the Revolutionary War. They sacrificed their lives, fortunes, sacred honor for a country they knew could outlive them, or would outlive them. Our freedom didn't come for free.
I know it's worth pausing. We often hear the good stories of our founding fathers. I know it's worth pausing and remembering what actually happened. There were 56 men who signed the Declaration of Independence. How did they do it? What came of it? They pledged their honor, their lives, and their treasure. 5 of them were captured by the British, tortured before they died. 12 of them had their homes ransacked.
Spoiler alert.
Their own kids died in the Revolutionary War. 9 of them themselves died, either directly in the Revolutionary War or as of the physical consequences of it. These were the people who set our country into motion. Now, they didn't have to do this because they had no other choice. Many of them were landowners. Many of them were merchants, farmers, successful people who could have lived good lives for themselves.
That is a good point. They didn't do that because they were bored teenagers or bored adolescent or whatever. They didn't revolt against the British because they were bored. They had full lives. They did it for a greater purpose. How many people do we have doing that for us right now?
So I say again, what does it mean to say we're in a 1776 moment now? It's easy to say, it's harder to live out. Imagine facing down our founding fathers, those 56 men, Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, Alexander Hamilton, John Jay. The people who made the sacrifices to give us what we enjoy today. We meet them in the afterlife. They look us in the eye and ask us, tell us the sacrifices that they made. And then look you in the eye and say, what sacrifice did you make to pass that country on to your kids? And when we get there, we better have a damn good answer, ready for the sacrifices that we made for our country.
Y'all got a lot of papers just laying around, stacks of them. Like, I mean, I'm not a freaking hoarder, but I get my mail and I sit outside the mailbox and I go through it, and there are always things I know is junk mail. That's 2/3 of it at least. Then I come back here with the envelopes and I start going through those, and half of those go in the trash. And then the other half, there's 1 or 2 maybe that is something that I actually need or should open. And the rest of them I hold on for a while, maybe years sometimes. They get shuffled around, and then eventually they get thrown in the trash. Then he says, 2024 feels like 1776. I'm assuming he didn't post. Okay. I think we got the point from the first one. The Trump.
All right, then.
Jared Monroe, not gay Jared from the Steven Crowder, Louder with Crowder show. He posted this, but I didn't read it at first. I thought it said Jason Momoa, The guy from the majestic looking hunk. Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, and he's Waterman, Aquaman. Waterman. That's what they should rebrand them. Stanley Waterman. But he posted anyway. All right, folks. About to get rowdy. I made myself a drink. But anyway, Jared responded to a Fox News article. A post. Prominent far left pundit stuns co-host by saying he's considering RFK Jr. for president. What? Chank? Okay, I didn't see any of this. This should be a blooper. Fuck. Prominent far left pundit Chank stuns co-host by saying he's considering RFK for. Well, yeah. Of course. I mean, he's a far left radical. Not all that bright. So, I mean, sorry, folks. I thought they were talking about Trump. Vanity Fair complains about terrifyingly competent Trump 2024 campaign. Libby Evans. She goes on Tim Pool's podcast. She's like, I would go out with her for sure. I would. And she's not a stunner. Like, she's cute. She's a really nice personality, though. All right, well, let's just go right to the source. Vanity Fair. Assholes. Inside the terrifyingly competent Trump 2024 campaign. But, like, he's not really campaigning. YouTube. I don't watch original sources unless it's on YouTube. And YouTube doesn't show me, YouTube doesn't show me his campaign rallies. Like, it doesn't say, hey, this guy running for president, maybe you want to hear what he has to say? They don't show me. His campaign, that's what's okay. And he keeps saying shit. And of course they're trying to ruin him, taking him out of context. The bloodbath, the animal killers. Comment. He's not being more disciplined. It just doesn't matter anymore. They see it. They know they can't stop him. And he's just going to court, and then they report on him on the court. It's free campaign commercials because they're not showing him actually being led away. If they actually showed him being led away, that would then some people wouldn't vote for him. Well, that hasn't happened yet, so you're just helping them. That's actually kind of cool. I'm saving that one. I mean, I wonder how many people actually would sit here and read this entire article. We got a little bit about Jared Kushner in here. Richard Grinnell. I follow him on Twitter. I didn't realize he actually worked for Trump. He's on. I heard him talk on Mick and Kelly and started following him. I didn't realize he worked for Trump. Actually, I didn't seem like the biggest Trump fan. A little Mitch McConnell talk. So far, the horse race to be Trump's running mate has gotten the lion's share of attention. Names being floated include Senator J.D. Vance. Could be a mistake. I don't know how many people are going to vote for him. That might swing the vote. I just don't see it. like him picking Vance would help assure him Ohio that he almost probably certain already has in the bag. But J.D. Vance just got elected. Senator Tim Scott, he's going to win South Carolina regardless. He's black, but you know, kind of like the black version of Tim Scott is kind of like the black version of Mike Pence, I guess. Ben Carson, great man. I like why Ben Carson was appointed to be the head of HUD. And maybe that's what he wanted to do because he probably lived in HUD housing growing up. But I'd like to see Ben Carson, the first person to separate conjoined twins, be the Surgeon General of the United States. This Congressman lady, Elise Stefanik, I keep hearing a lot about her. Kristi Noem, probably not. Tucker Carlson, no. Tulsi Gabbard. The polls are suggesting a huge shift in the electorate. Are they right? What they're saying is young people are switching to Trump. And I wonder, is it because they're smarter? Probably not. Could be. I mean, young people aren't idiots. I mean, they see... I mean, they're not ignorant. They see people flooding into this country and the government hooking them up with a head start that they're not getting. I wonder if it's like Rage Against the Machine. And not the hypocritical band, which is so funny. Like, talent-wise, great band. I love Rage Against the Machine growing up. Love them. And it's like, oh, they're just hypocrites, morons. But actually, like, but anyway, zoned out there for a second. But I think young people are raging against the machine. They are being told this evil man, evil man. And it's like, well, this evil man that has these rallies, if people put his stickers all over their vehicles, they wear his merchandise on their body. And then the other guy that you guys say is awesome, you don't see support for him anyway. I don't know. That kind of, that makes me optimistic for the future. And Rolling Stone. The hard-hitting Rolling Stone. Trump panders to billionaires, vows to keep their taxes low during fundraiser.
You are fake news.
California raised minimum wage for fast food workers. I think just fast food workers. I don't think it was just a minimum wage overall. But anyway, they raised that up to $20 an hour with a couple caveats cut out for some buddies of Newsom. Places are raising prices. And then eventually when people don't want to pay those higher prices, then people will be fired. But many already have been.
Don't move. I'd like to remember you just as you are. Fired!
Whether the tax is forcing employers to pay their employees more or the government more, I would say that's a the little man policy, because the rich are going to make their money regardless. That seems to be kind of what we've arrived at, right? COVID hurt a lot of people. The rich got richer. But the enlightened, open-minded people at the Rolling Stone, I'm sure they hit all those points. And lastly, from the libs of TikTok. This TikToker actually made the best Trump campaign ad. I was already convinced, but this sounds incredible. I've seen another one like this.
actually do if he gets back into office? You don't have to speculate because he calls his plan Agenda 47. And spoiler alert, it's scary as shit. Here are some of the worst ideas we're in store for if he wins in November. 1. Attacking immigration. Trump's anti-immigration policies will be even worse the second time around. He's promised to end birthright citizenship, enlist an army to round up and deport millions of undocumented immigrants, and deploy thousands of U.S. troops to the southern border. 2. Criminalizing LGBTQIA+ Americans. He says he'll ban gender-affirming care for trans kids and prevent schools from helping kids through their transition. He wants to forbid schools from even teaching anything about sex and gender that diverges from the far right's idea of the nuclear family.
The far right. Okay. That means well, I can't find it. I can't find it. But anyway, Bible. Okay. Now, I guess I've kind of known that, but like I've not actually heard anyone say that. I guess if you're a Christian, you are far right. All right, okay. So then, if I get myself out a compass and I see that far right is Christian, far left is Satan. And I would bet you the Satanists and the people over there, they're probably kind of pretty okay with where they're at, but just kind of in the middle indifference. And really, got people miserable. Let's get back to this horse show.
Agenda 47 includes huge changes to the education system. He wants to give huge benefits for homeschooling to indoctrinate kids with Christian nationalism, incentivize teachers to carry guns in their classrooms, further crack down on affirmative action, and destroy crucial DEI departments at colleges and universities. 4. Restoring racist crime policies. Criminal legal system reform will be off the table if Trump becomes president. He promised to bring back racist policies like stop and frisk and other ineffective and discriminatory tough-on-crime tactics that have...
And I don't know if he said anything about stop and frisk anyway, but it doesn't really matter because, again, we're talking about, I don't know if it was it just earlier? I think it was the last podcast. The presidents don't control the police force. I mean, he's going to have the military go out there and stop and frisk, and if he does that, I will be in full support of his impeachment and removal from office. If he had the U.S. military out there just searching random Americans, yes, absolutely. Out. I have a feeling that's not where Trump's going to take things.
Failed in the past. He also wants to increase protections for power-abusing police while rolling back hard-fought for reforms and institute
the reforms that he instituted. That's the thing. Trump is getting a pass for his criminal justice reform that put a lot of criminals back out on the street.
For low-level crimes like drug dealing. 5. Weaponizing the gun. The scariest part might be to more or less dismantle the federal government. If he gets back in office, he's going to purge anyone who could possibly stand up to him and replace them with MAGA loyalists like Stephen Miller. He's going to prosecute his political enemies using traditionally independent orgs like the DOJ as his own personal...
Independent organizations like the DOJ.
Precedented power over agencies like the FCC and FTC. These are just the things he wants you to know about. Trump has plenty of regular crazy stuff in Agenda 47 too, like how he wants to found new freedom cities across the country and somehow give Americans access to flying cars. The whole thing is weird as hell, like everything Trump does, but there's nothing funny about Agenda 47 or the possibility that he might be president again.
I'll believe that when my ship turns purple and smells like rainbow sherbet.
Why? Yes, I'm terrified that Trump might make us drive flying cars. So, folks, that's all I got. I actually have more energy. That's funny. I was like, I could have, when I started this, I could have laid down and went to sleep hard. And now I got some energy. Maybe it's the booze. I don't know. But have a great week, folks. Take it easy. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye.
This is your life, and it's ending 1 minute at a time.
This war stops now.
End the war. Bring freedom to our people.
No more tricks. No more lies. Only truth.
This is where we hold them! This is where we fight!